Good morning. Good Saturday morning on this first day of April 2023. Hope you're doing well, and I hope you're going to give God the glory in this beautiful day that He's given us. Birds are chirping already this morning, even before the sun's up. Bit windy here in North Carolina, but going to be a beautiful day nonetheless. This morning we will continue in our reading of God's Word in a chronological fashion, reading from the One Year Chronological Bible, and we'll begin in Joshua chapter 15, beginning with the 20th verse. So join me as we read together. Joshua chapter 15, verse 20. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the people of Judah according to their clans. The cities belonging to the tribe of the people of Judah in the extreme south toward the boundary of Edom were Kabzeel, Eder, Jagur, Kena, Dimona, Adada, Kedesh, Hazor, Ithnan, Ziph, Telem, Beloth, Hazor Hadath, Kiriath Hezron, that is Hazor, Amam, Shema, Moladah, Hazargada, Heshmon, Beth Pelet, Hazar Shul, Beersheba, Biziathia, Bela, Ezem, Eldalad, Chezel, Hormah, Ziklag, Madmana, Sansana, Libioth, Shillam, Ain, and Rimmon, in all 29 cities with their villages. And in the lowland, Eshtal, Zorah, Ashna, Zanoah, Engannim, Tapua, Enam, Jarmuth, Adullam, Soka, Azekah, Sheraim, Adathaim, Gedera, Gidearthaim, 14 cities with their villages. Zenan, Hadashah, Migdal-gad, Dilian, Mizpah, Joktheel, Lachish, Bozkath, Eglon, Kabon, Lamam, Chitlish, Gederoth, Beth Dagon, Naamah, and Makkedah, 16 cities with their villages. Libnah, Ether, Ashan, Iptah, Ashna, Nezib, Kaliah, Akzib, and Marishah, 9 cities with their village. Ekron with its towns and its villages. From Ekron to the sea, all that were by the side of Ashdod with their villages. Ashdod, its towns and its villages. Gaza, its towns and its villages to the brook of Egypt, and the great sea with its coastline. And in the hill country, Shamir, Jatir, Soko, Dana, Kiriasana, that is Deber, Anab, Estemo, Anam, Goshen, Holon, and Gilo, 11 cities with their villages. Arab, Duma, Eshan, Janam, Beth Tapua, Afika, Humta, Kiriath Arba, that is Hebron, and Zior, 9 cities with their villages. Maon, Carmel, Ziph, Judah, Jezreel, Jokdeam, Zanoah, Cain, Gibeah, and Timnah, 10 cities with their villages. Halhul, Bezor, Gedor, Marath, Beth Anoth, and Eltkon, 6 cities with their village. Kiriath Baal, that is Kiriath Jearim, and Reba, 2 cities with their villages. In the wilderness, Beth Araba, Midden, Sakaka, Nibshan, the city of salt, and En-gedi, 6 cities with their villages. But the Jebusites, the inhabitants of Jerusalem, the people of Judah, could not drive out. So the Jebusites dwell with the people of Judah. Joshua chapter 16. The allotment of the people of Joseph went from the Jordan by Jericho, east of the waters of Jericho, into the wilderness, going up from Jericho into the hill country to Bethel. Then going from Bethel to Luz, it passes along to Adaroth, the territory of the Archites. Then it goes down westward to the territory of the Japhletites, as far as the territory of Lower Bethoron, then to Gezer, and it ends at the sea. The people of Joseph, Manasseh, and Ephraim received their inheritance. The territory of the people of Ephraim by their clans was as follows. The boundary of their inheritance on the east was Adaroth Ader, as far as Upper Beth Horon, and the boundary goes from there to the sea. On the north is Machmetheth. Then on the east the boundary turns around toward Tanath Shiloh and passes along beyond it on the east to Genoa. Then it goes down from Genoa to Adaroth and to Nara and touches Jericho, ending at the Jordan. From Tappuah the boundary goes westward to the brook Kanah and ends at the sea. Such is the inheritance of the tribe of the people of Ephraim by their clans, together with the towns that were set apart for the people of Ephraim within the inheritance of the Manassites, all those towns with their villages. However, they did not drive out the Canaanites who lived in Gezer, so the Canaanites have lived in the midst of Ephraim to this day, but have been made to do forced labor. Joshua chapter 17. Then allotment was made to the people of Manasseh, for he was the firstborn of Joseph. To Machir, the firstborn of Manasseh, the father of Gilead, were allotted Gilead and Bashan, because he was a man of war. And allotments were made to the rest of the people of Manasseh by their clans: Abiezer, Helek, Azriel, Shechem, Hepher, and Shemida. These were the male descendants of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, by their clans. Now Zelophehad, the son of Hepher, son of Gilead, son of Machir, son of Manasseh, had no sons, but only daughters. And these are the names of his daughters: Mahlah, Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. They approached Eleazar the priest and Joshua the son of Nun and the leaders and said, "The Lord commanded Moses to give us an inheritance along with our brothers. So according to the mouth of the Lord, he gave them an inheritance among the brothers of their father. Thus there fell to Manasseh 10 portions, besides the land of Gilead and Bashan, which is on the other side of the Jordan, because the daughters of Manasseh received an inheritance along with his sons. The land of Gilead was allotted to the rest of the people of Manasseh. The territory of Manasseh reached from Asher to Machmetheth, which is in the east of Shechem. Then the boundary goes along southward to the inhabitants of En Tappuah. The land of Tappuah belonged to Manasseh, but the town of Tappuah on the boundary of Manasseh belonged to the people of Ephraim. Then the boundary went down to the brook Kanah. These cities to the south of the brook among the cities of Manasseh belonged to Ephraim. Then the boundary of Manasseh goes on the north side of the brook and ends at the sea. The land to the south being Ephraim's, and that to the north being Manasseh's, with the sea forming its boundary. On the north Asher is reached, and on the east Issachar. Also in Issachar and in Asher Manasseh had Shean and its villages, and Iblam and its villages, and the inhabitants of Dor and its villages, and the inhabitants of Endor and its villages, and the inhabitants of Tanakh and its villages, and the inhabitants of Megiddo and its villages. The third is Naphath. Yet the people of Manasseh could not take possession of those cities, but the Canaanites persisted in dwelling in that land. Now when the people of Israel grew strong, they put the Canaanites to forced labor, but did not utterly drive them out. Then the people of Joseph spoke to Joshua, saying, Why have you given me but one lot and one portion as an inheritance, although I am a numerous people, since all along the Lord has blessed me? And Joshua said to them, If you are a numerous people, go up by yourselves to the forest, and there clear ground for yourselves in the land of the Perizzites and the Rephaim, since the hill country of Ephraim is too narrow for you. The people of Joseph said, The hill country is not enough for us. Yet all the Canaanites who dwell in the plain have chariots of iron, both those in Bethshean and its villages, and those in the valley of Jezreel. Then Joshua said to the house of Joseph, to Ephraim and Manasseh, you are a numerous people and have great power. You shall not have one allotment only, but the hill country shall be yours. For though it is a forest, you shall clear it and possess it to its farthest boundaries. For you shall drive out the Canaanites, though they have chariots of iron, and though they are strong. We're going to continue reading this morning. Going on to the rest of this chapter. But first, Joshua 18. To Joshua 18. I jumped ahead even one more day. Then the whole congregation of the people of Israel assembled at Shiloh and set up the tent of meeting there. The land lay subdued before them. There remained among the people of Israel 7 tribes whose inheritance had not yet been apportioned. So Joshua said to the people of Israel, how long will you put off going in to take possession of the land which the Lord, the God of your fathers, has given you? Provide 3 men from each tribe, and I will send them out that they may set out and go up and down the land. They shall write a description of it with a view to their inheritances, and then come to me. They shall divide it into 7 portions. Judah shall continue in his territory on the south, and the house of Joseph shall continue in their territory on the north. And you shall describe the land in 7 divisions, and bring the description here to me. And I will cast lots for you here before the Lord your God, our God. The Levites have no portion among you, for the priesthood of the Lord is their heritage. And Gad and Reuben and half the tribe of Manasseh have received their inheritance beyond the Jordan eastward, which Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave them. So the men arose and went, and Joshua charged those who went to write the description of the land, saying, go up and down in the land and write a description and return to me, and I will cast lots for you here before the Lord in Shiloh. So the men went and passed up and down in the land and wrote in a book a description of it by towns in 7 divisions. Then they came to Joshua to the camp at Shiloh, and Joshua cast lots for them in Shiloh before the Lord. And there Joshua apportioned the land to the people of Israel, to each his portion. The lot of the tribe of the people of Benjamin according to its clans came up, and the territory allotted to it fell between the people of Judah and the people of Joseph. On the north side their boundary began at the Jordan. Then the boundary goes up to the shoulder north of Jericho, then up through the hill country westward, and it ends at the wilderness of Beth-aven. From there the boundary passes along southward in the direction of Luz, to the shoulder of Luz, that is Bethel. Then the boundary goes down to Adaroth Adar, on the mountain that lies south of the lower Beth-horon. Then the boundary goes in another direction, turning on the westward side southward from the mountain that lies to the south, opposite Beth-horon, and ends at Kiriath Baal, that is Kiriath Jearim, a city belonging to the people of Judah. This forms the western side, and the southern side begins at the outskirts of Kiriath Jearim, and the boundary goes from there to Ephron, to the spring of the waters of Nephtoah. Then the boundary goes down to the border of the mountain that overlooks the valley of the son of Hinnom, which is at the north end of the valley of Rephaim. And then it goes down to the valley of Hinnom, south of the shoulder of the Jebusites, and downward to En Rogel. Then it bends in a northerly direction, going on to En Shemesh, and from there goes to Gilealoth, which is opposite the ascent of Adumim. Then it goes down to the stone of Bohan, the son of Reuben, and passing on to the north of the shoulder of Beth Arabah, it goes down to the Arabah. Then the boundary passes on the north of the shoulder of Beth Hoglah, and the boundary ends at the northern bay of the Salt Sea at the south end of the Jordan. This is the southern border. The Jordan forms its boundary on the eastern side. This is in the inheritance of the people of Benjamin according to their clans, boundary by boundary, all around. Now the cities of the tribe of the people of Benjamin according to their clans were Jericho, Beth Hogla, Emek Keziz, Beth Araba, Zemarim, Bethel, Avim, Para, Oprah, Kepher Ammoni, Ophni, Gibeah, 12 cities with their villages, Gibeon, Ramah, Beeroth, Mizpah, Chephirah, Moza, Rakim, Irpeel, Tarla, Zela, Aleph, Jebus, that is Jerusalem, Gibeah, and Kiriath Jearim, 14 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the people of Benjamin according to its clans. Joshua 19, verses 1 through 48. The second lot came out for Simeon, for the tribe of the people of Simeon, according to their clans, and their inheritance was in the midst of the inheritance of the people of Judah. And they had for their inheritance Beersheba, Sheba, Maladah, Hazar Shul, Bela, Izim, Eltalad, Bethuel, Hormah, Ziklag, Beth Markaboth, Hazar Susa, Beth Leoboth, and Sharuan, 13 cities with their villages, Ain, Rimmon, Ether, and Ashen, 4 cities with their villages, together with all the villages around these cities as far as Baalath Beer, Ramah of the Negeb. This was the inheritance of the tribe of the people of Simeon, according to their clans. The inheritance of the people of Simeon formed part of the territory of the people of Judah, because the portion of the people of Judah was too large for them. The people of Simeon obtained an inheritance in the midst of their inheritance. The third lot came up for the people of Zebulun, according to their clans, and the territory of their inheritance reached as far as Sarid. Then their boundary goes up westward and on the Mariel and touches Dabashith, then the brook that is east of Jokneam. From Sarid it goes in the other direction eastward toward the sunrise to the boundary of Chisloth Tabor. From there it goes to Daberath, then up to Japhia. From there it passes along on the east toward the sunrise to Gath Hepher, to Eth Kazin, and going on to Rimmon it bends toward Neah. Then on the north the boundary turns about to Hadathon, and it ends at the valley of Iftahil. And Cadath, Nahalel, Shimron, Idalah, and Bethlehem, 12 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the people of Zebulun, according to their clans, these cities with their villages. The fourth lot came out for Issachar, for the people of Issachar, according to their clans. Their territory included Jezreel, Chesuloth, Shunem, Hapharim, Sheon, Anaharath, Ribbath, Kishion, Ebez, Remoth, Engannim, Enhada, Beth Pazez. The boundary also touches Tabor, Shahazamua, and Bethshemesh, and its boundary ends at the Jordan. 16 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the people of Issachar, according to their clans, the cities with their villages. The fifth lot came out for the tribe of the people of Asher, according to their clans. The territory included Helkath, Halai, Beden, Akshaph, Alamelech, Amad, and Mishal. On the west it touches Carmel and Shihor Libnath. Then it turns eastward. It goes to Beth Dagon and touches Zebulun and the valley of Iftahel, northward to Beth Emek and Neiel. Then it continues in the north to Kabul, Ebron, Rehob, Hammon, Cana, as far as Sidon the Great. Then the boundary turns to Ramah, reaching to the fortified city of Tyre. Then the boundary turns to Hosah, and it ends at the sea, Malahab, Akzib, Ummah, Aphek, and Rehob. 22 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the people of Asher, according to their clans, these cities with their villages. The sixth lot came out for the people of Naphtali, according to their clans. And the boundary ran from Heleph, from the oak, and Zananim, and Adamah-nekeb, and Jabneel, as far as Lakum, and it ended at the Jordan. Then the boundary turns westward to Aznoth-Tabor, and goes from there to Hukkok, touching Zebulun at the south, and Asher on the west, and Judah on the east at the Jordan. The fortified cities are Zedom, Zer, Hamath, Raketh, Chinnereth, Adamah, Ramah, Hazor, Kedesh, Edrei, and Hazor, Uron, Migdal-el, Horom, Beth-anath, and Beth-shemesh, 19 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the people of Naphtali, according to their clans, the cities with their villages. The seventh lot came out for the tribe of the people of Dan, according to their clans, and the territory of its inheritance included Zorah, Eshtaol, Ir-shemesh, Shalalaban, Ajalon, Ithlah, Elon, Timnah, Ekron, Eltekeh, Gibbethon, Baalath, Jehud, Beni-Berak, Gath-rimmon, and Mejarkon, and Rachon, with the territory over against Joppa. When the territory of the people of Dan was lost to them, the people of Dan went up and fought against Leshem, and after capturing it and striking with the sword, they took possession of it and settled in it, calling Leshem Dan, after the name of Dan, their ancestor. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the people of Dan, according to their clans, these cities with their villages. And that will conclude our reading this morning, as we are seeing the land being allotted to the tribes. And I know it's a difficult reading, especially for me. Some of the names of these cities. I hope you bore with me and tolerated some of my butchering of those names, but I did the best I could. That's the only thing about reading live. You're on the spot, and even though I record this, I don't go back in and edit it. So you're getting a recorded live version, if that makes any sense. So I hope you'll enjoy this day that God has given you. I hope you will give him the glory in it, and give him all the praise and worship and glory that he's due. Soli Deo Gloria.